Hello everyone, welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. Magyar, the victor of the recent Hungarian election, announced on Monday that he would speak with Russian President Vladimir Putin if Putin initiated a call, and would use the opportunity to ask him to end the war in Ukraine. Magyar, however, conceded that such a conversation would likely be brief and not immediately halt the conflict. This statement comes as Magyar's decisive win, reported by the Canadian press, has been met with widespread optimism across the European Union. Many EU leaders and officials who had grown frustrated with outgoing Prime Minister Viktor Orban's pro-Putin policies, including his vetoes on crucial aid for Ukraine and Sweden's NATO accession, view Magyar's victory as a welcome change. Although previously a conservative insider, Magyar has distanced himself from Orban's leadership and pledged closer cooperation with the EU and NATO. His election is also perceived as a setback for Europe's populist right-wing movement. Al Jazeera reports that European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen issued a stark warning regarding regional stability. Speaking after a meeting in Brussels focused on the fallout from the ongoing Iran conflict, von der Leyen stated that no peace is possible while Lebanon is in flames. She emphasized that two key issues pose significant threats: the potential closure of the Strait of Hormuz and the continued Israeli strikes on Lebanon. Her remarks highlight deep concerns within the European Union about the escalating tensions and their potential to destabilize the broader Middle East. Al Jazeera's Abdallah El-Shami provided details on the EU bloc's response to these critical developments. Washington. U.S. President Donald Trump issued a stern warning on Monday, stating that the U.S. military would eliminate any Iranian ship that approaches the American blockade in the strategic Strait of Hormuz. According to CNNet, Trump made these remarks in a post on his social media platform, Truth Social. He claimed that Iran's main navy was already obliterated, but specifically cautioned against Iran's fast attack ships. Trump declared that if these vessels come anywhere close to the U.S. blockade, they would be immediately eliminated, using methods similar to those employed against drug traffickers at sea. Military analysts have noted that Iran's naval capabilities include smaller, agile craft designed for asymmetric warfare in constrained waterways like the Strait of Hormuz. Al Jazeera reports that Iran's judiciary has released the previously seized assets of the country's women's football team captain, Zahra Ghanbari. This reversal follows her decision to withdraw an asylum plea in Australia and return to Iran, with the judiciary citing a declaration of innocence following her change in behavior. Ghanbari was among a group of 6 players and 1 staff member who initially sought asylum in Australia after refusing to sing Iran's national anthem at the Women's Asian Cup. Shortly after the U.S.-Israel war on Iran began, Australia had offered asylum due to concerns over potential punishment upon their return. However, 5 of these players, including Ghanbari, ultimately returned to Iran, where they received a hero's welcome. Her name had appeared on a list of traitors whose assets were frozen after the war's outbreak. Other returning players have spoken of the enormous pressure they faced during this dilemma, while rights groups accuse Iran of coercing athletes' families. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.